Hi guys, Mr. Who's the Boss here, and this is my first impressions gameplay video of Super Monkey Ball Banana Splitz on the PlayStation Vita. So this game is old, like it's been out for pretty much 2 years I think, but I'm yet to actually play it, and it's been a while. I mean, to be honest, I've played Monkey Ball before on the PlayStation 2 and absolutely loved it. I think that it was one of the best games on the system, and I actually really was very excited for the PS Vita version. I was just waiting for a sale, and so one finally came up and I bought it. So what I'm hoping is that it's not going to force me to use like gyroscopic controls and that kind of thing, because that is the exact thing that's going to ruin a really sort of tightly knit game like Monkey Ball Deluxe. I think if they try and force lots of gimmicks on us, then it's going to just ruin the gaming experience. Also, I'm not really sure how the joysticks on the PS Vita are going to measure up to the traditional console ones, because you need quite a bit of control as far as I remember. So as you can see, the loading times are pretty long on this game. We've not even reached the main gameplay and it's already spent a good minute actually starting up. So I mean, to be honest, for me, loading times are not a deal breaker. I mean, I don't mind waiting a minute rather than 30 seconds, so long as the gameplay itself is smooth. So the menu is really kind of strange. It feels just a little bit unresponsive, and for some reason it doesn't seem to work with physical buttons. Yeah, it's a little bit strange. I don't quite like it. Oh yeah, so I remember this guy. So there's Ai, and there's Mimi. There's Little Baby, which is called Baby. And then there's that fat one who no one really knows. But yeah, I think the main character of this game is Ai, and yeah, here we go. There's multiple control options. So motion sensor or left stick. I'm definitely going with left stick. So I was also interested to see whether there's some multiplayer options here, because I mean that's one of the things I really liked about the PS2 version, and I'm not really sure how they'd integrate it here, whether they could do asynchronous play or online play. I didn't really look into the details before buying it. Right, so I'm skipping to the gameplay because there's another 20 seconds or so of loading. But I have to say, on first impressions, I'm really impressed with the visual style. It's really bright, really colourful, and it appears to be running at native resolution. The frame rate feels pretty smooth, but I think it's probably somewhere between 30 and 60. It doesn't feel like either of the two. So the music and the voiceovers are kind of a little bit annoying. I think it feels a little bit too childish, and the voice is kind of patronising. I mean, to be honest, I would have preferred something a little bit harmonic, or maybe even something a little bit more epic. I just think that it's kind of trivialised the game a little bit. Okay, and now I have to say, I do have a slight issue with the controls as well. The left stick just doesn't feel like it has quite enough resistance to truly control it. I feel like I'm going a little bit too fast, and that it's really not even my fault when I'm falling out of bounds. You know, it's either probably a combination of both, the actual slightly poor track design and the slight lack of control. I think that overall, when this level, when this game really picks up in difficulty on the later levels, I think it's really going to get kind of frustrating. On top of that, I can't seem to actually skip the replays. I mean, I've been sort of cutting them out in this video just so you don't have to sit through them, but it really is sort of slightly cumbersome just to see basically the whole thing again twice. And on top of that, every single track, it's introduced again, and then there's loading between each one as well, and I think it all builds up to kind of a slightly interrupted experience. To their credit, this is definitely Monkey Ball. It feels just like Monkey Ball. There's all the elements that were present in the original game, and probably some more that I've not yet found out. It's running smoothly, it looks really good, and it's kind of tough to complain, I guess, if that's what you're looking for, because I'm guessing most of the people that bought this game did so on the basis of nostalgia, as did I. And so I'm sure I will get my money's worth, especially considering I paid about £6 here, so really not a lot. So there is actually a platinum trophy on offer here, but it's insanely difficult to get. The official sort of PlayStation Vita trophies thread has rated it a 10 out of 10 on difficulty. And it's involved with sort of collecting all these bananas on all these levels and getting the best possible times. It really is pretty tricky, but on the up hand, obviously that means it's going to take you a hell of a long time. So yeah, if you're in a sort of the market for a game that's going to really sort of grind your gears, get on your nerves, but at the same time be incredibly rewarding, I'd say this is probably the one to go for. My only complaint is that it's probably going to get repetitive fast. It doesn't have that same sort of progression that you experience in RPG style games, but it does have the length, so yeah, I'm guessing that it will get old pretty quickly. So, little update on what's going on right now with my sort of work and everything. So, as you know, I'm at the University of Warwick and I'm studying economics, which is a pretty tough course. There is a lot of work to do, and between that, socializing, and doing all the other things a uni student has to do, there's actually very little time for videos, but I'm still making time, and actually, to be honest, I'm going to try and devote more from now on. So, there's actually a new camera on the way. I've spent a good £700. It's the JVC PX 100, I think it's called, and that's supposed to be a real step up from what I've got at the minute. So, you know, when I obviously get it, I'll do a couple of videos on that, and then you should see a pretty noticeable step up in terms of video quality. As well as that, I'm getting a new TV box, something which comes in at around the $40 price point, so something really quite cheap, so that should be good when that comes in about 2 or 3 weeks. There's also a very interesting new phone that's been released by a company called YouHappy. It sounds a little bit strange and kind of creepy, but they've actually released a $80 phone which is quad-core and runs Android 4.4, so I'm very interested to see how that turns out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more.